What's up, everybody? It's me, Freeman, FreeFieldG, 2FieldG, whatever you want to call me. I just had a match today, and I got home, and I looked at the scores, and ended up placing second overall and second in carry Optic. So I'm excited about that for one, but something struck in me. Last week, I had a match. I went into that match with the idea of I need to shoot as fast as I possibly can while seeing my dot on each target. And whenever I see that dot on the target, I'm going to pull the trigger and shoot. I did that same thing today, and the results are working. So basically what I'm trying to say is, if you're in the shooting sport, USPSA more specifically, and you're not confident in your shots, not confident in your ability, I want you to go out and just go shoot faster. You don't have to listen to me. I don't have any like accolades or anything to tell you, you know, you'll do better or you'll do worse by just doing this. But what I do know is, with this mindset that I've built up over the last two matches, I've been seeing insane results, and I plan on continuing to shoot as fast as possible and trusting my sight versus over confirmation and going, you know, just very lackadaisical. I don't know, it's hard to, I get real fired up about this shit too, because it's something that I really wanted to learn, and it seems like something that's clicked in my head that's just working. So what I wanted to do was, I wanted to break down this match, because the match that I shot today was probably my best performance I've ever done, outside of any other match that I've ever shot. So I wanted to break down the performance and show you guys what I was thinking on each stage and how I approached each stage. So first stage we got here, first stage of the day was actually my best stage of the day, and I'll just play it through one time for you.
Stand by.
So like I said, first stage of the day, I came in with the idea of I'm going to shoot my sights, put my dot on the center of every target, and if it's not in the center of the target, if it's within an acceptable range from alpha to the Charlie zone, pull the trigger. And that's exactly what I did. So I'll start from the beginning. Side note, this is a crazy unloaded start. This is probably the best unloaded start I've ever done. So the POV or the third person doesn't come up with me for a second, but you'll see. I'll just
Stand by.
Very clean unloaded start. And then these first targets I wanted to take as confidently as possible, knowing that I was probably going to hit all alphas except for the one on this target right here, which was the, you know, the one above the no shoot. There's just enough A zone to possibly get 2 A zone hits, but it was another one of those things where it's like, if my dot's in the acceptable range of alpha and Charlie, I think I could hit 2 Charlies here instead of slowing down and try to get 2 alphas here, and I'll still have a good score on it, which I ended up having a pretty decent score on it. So starting right to left, backing out on the left target, pushing hard. You can see my expression here. I'm pushing hard to this corner. I had a makeup shot on the tucks. I think I discussed this before in the match. I have a hard time with tux targets, even though they're just alpha zones. For some reason, I want to take multiple shots on it because I don't trust that I hit the alpha zone twice. I'm really banking on getting Charlies on open targets, which I need to stop doing. I need to start, you know, focusing on mostly alpha hits, especially on targets within, that's probably like, what, 5 to probably like 10 yards. There's like a 10-yard tuxedo target there. Reload coming in was good. Makeup shot there. I wanted to exit after that second shot. You see there was a little bit of jerk in my movement there. I wanted to exit after that second shot, but I tossed one right over the top left of the head box. So I cleaned it up and pushed hard. I hate my fucking facial expression. Jesus Christ. Push hard, stutter step into this position. Gun is up, ready to shoot. One target there because I can see this target stack from this side. And then same thing there with that upper target. Instead of trying to slow down and get 2 alpha hits, I just pulled my gun up to the target and shot as fast as my dot was in that little area right here. So I'm pretty sure it was just 2 Charlies on that, and 2 alphas down here and 2 alphas here. So one of my favorite stages I've ever done, probably one of my best performances I've done in a while. Probably a couple things there was making sure that these tuxedo targets aren't getting the best of me. And other than that, I don't have really much else to say about that one. So stage 2, I actually don't remember what stage 2 was. Let me just play it through. Sorry. Okay, a lot to dissect there. Yeah, I didn't do the greatest on this stage, but I will say I'm very proud of myself for cleaning up the accidents that I did make, because I did make a couple of mistakes that I didn't mean to. So the basic plan was walk into this target here, have my gun up ready to shoot, which I did pretty well. Get to this point here, gun up as well, ready to shoot here. Transition to the small target, and I wanted to, before I f***ed up, I wanted to reload here. So reloading before I started moving, because I have a little bit of ground to cover on this side over here. But instead, I just walked in on this target, and as soon as this target was available, you know, took my 2 shots. And then this small target here, I thought this second shot was a miss over to the left. So I came back to try to clean it up, and this shot didn't end up counting. So I had 3 alphas in that small mini target. One was from a barrel strike, or one was from the wall strike, and 2 were just 2 clean alpha hits. So I didn't need to go back and clean it up, but I did it just to be safe. Good transition over to this tuxedo target. I really enjoyed how fast I pulled over my gun and was able to see my sights on this target. Went dry here. So I usually load up my gun to 21 rounds. But for some reason, I used a 17 rounder because I had the idea that I was going to reload earlier in the stage. So here, when the round count didn't matter. But as you can see, I went dry and actually did a pretty good emergency reload. So after a cleanup shot here, I just, you know, moved on to the other targets, and then headbox targets here too. So I think it was an alpha and then alpha Charlie on the headbox targets, which I'm not too mad about. Just wanted to avoid this no shoot. So at stage 2, just making sure you know the count of rounds that you have in your gun, especially for 22 round stages. I shouldn't have done what I did, but I did it anyway. But I made it work out. All right, stage 3 is a hands above shoulders start. So let's just play it. It was actually kind of sloppy. This stage was a little sloppy, I will admit. It's not the cleanest job, but I did what I had to do. Let's see if there's anything very notable in this. First 2 targets were fine. Coming in on this target, I think I wanted to be a little bit farther right, so I didn't have to swing so far to this target here. So the stack target here. Same thing as I said earlier. Do I want to slow down and go for an alpha Charlie, or do I just want to get 2 Charlie hits based on how much target I can actually see? So kind of just sent 2 shots at it. And then here I debated on shooting this target and this window here, or take the step over and then take it from here. But my brain just took over and said, hey, take the target while you're there. So I did that. Came in kind of wobbly. You see my feet wasn't really planted well here. The targets here, the transition from this headbox to his headbox was kind of slow, but everything else from there was pretty good. Came in really fast on a small target, which, you know, the speed and aggression is what I'm talking about. I think you have the ability to go faster. You know you do. Even if the hits aren't clean, the uncomfortability that you feel about going faster will eventually make you comfortable with going fast. And it just worked out in my favor here, because I've been working transitions really hard. And transitioning from this target to this target was just a piece of cake for me in there. So good stage, but it was a little sloppy. All right, stage 4. This is a very similar array to the last month's HGC match with all the targets in a row. Let's just play it there. So with stage 4, nothing very notable again, except for this one position here. So I will say, coming in on these targets, when I first started out, my trigger finger was working today. Actually, I wasn't getting a lot of trigger freeze, which is really good for me. So going left to right so I can back out of this target and get them moving to these next targets. This position I'm in right here is not the ideal position that I want to be in. I think I want it to be probably 1 step over to the left, because you'll be able to tell here, I shoot this target, I have to take one more step over so I can engage this tuxedo. And then I have to take one more step over to engage this target that's tucked in the corner. Ideally, what I wanted to do was, let me take a step back. I wanted to shoot this target, take 2 big steps over while shooting this target. That way it'll expose me to this target and this target. That way I could just shoot them without having to make another move. And the 4 shots here, it's just me getting my gun on the target and not putting it in the brown. That's literally all it is. And then a little hesitation there because I saw brown target, didn't know if it needed to get shot again, but this target was one of the targets that I shot from this position over here. Messy, sloppy kind of stage, but I made it do what I had to do. All right, last stage, stage 5. It's probably one of my more interesting stages.
I know.
Yeah, this as far as time goes, this was a great time stage, but the issue was the issues that I dealt with this in this stage. So, all right, let me play from the beginning. So draw, first 2 shots were great on the left target. The second shot on that second target, I felt the delta, and as you can see here, I knew there was a delta shot, and it was way too late for me to go back over there and try to clean it up. So I'm just like, it's good that I called it, but it's bad that I hit that delta. Everything here was smooth. I was really happy with the way I transitioned to these targets confidently. Like I said, for 20-yard or 10-yard open targets within 20 yards, I want to take just like how I just took these targets every single time. Whether it be Alpha Charlies or double alphas, I want to take every single open target that I see like that within 20 yards just as fast as I did. This reload pissed me the f off.
I know.
I did one of these numbers. I can't really explain it. Imagine this is the gun, right? And then imagine it's my magazine. So my magazine like this, my gun's like this. My mag well is here. I was doing one of these numbers. I was putting the mag well or the mag in front of the gun instead of putting it directly inside of the. My hands just weren't working, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
I know.
Do you see the bullets? You see the bullets pop up right here? You can't really even tell, but the bullets are popping up outside of in front of the gun. I could not get the mag to sit in.
I know.
And then walking in on this target here, I wanted to try to get at least 1 alpha. I think I got 3 alphas walking into this target, and I'm not too upset about it because I had to cover the ground anyway, but I wish I would have got at least 1 alpha hit on this. And then that transition there is probably one of my best transitions for the day. Just being confident on a target with a no shoot on it was just, 2 shots and then immediately up to 2 more shots. So yeah, that was the match. I'm very proud of myself for this performance. I could have done better, and it sucks that I say that because you can always do better. There's a lot of things that I could have done differently that may have changed the results of my match, but at the same time, I'm proud of what I was able to accomplish and shooting at the ability that I know I can shoot at, especially with the speed that I shot it at. I was definitely uncomfortable on a lot of stages shooting at the speed that I was shooting at, but the results were there. I think it's hard for me to say I made a mistake by trying to go fast and, all these small little nuanced fuck-ups that I did. It's hard for me to say that I shouldn't have done that because the results are there. I'm still getting the results that I want and going the speed that I feel uncomfortable at. So that's just one of them things that I can keep talking about on and on nonstop all day to, either new shooters or people in the USPSA sport that want to get better at it. Make yourself uncomfortable and do the thing that you don't want to do, because I didn't want to go fast today. I wanted to sit back and shoot a comfortable pace and play it safe, but I didn't play it safe. I played it very dangerously by doing what I did, especially against some of the guys that are there. A lot of the guys there that I was shot with in this match, they're insane shooters, and just as easy as I could have, not play second, they could have done way better than I have, just based off of some of the mistakes that they made. But I pushed it to a level where I knew I was uncomfortable, and the results showed. So if you take anything out of this video, I want you to take away with get comfortable and confident with doing the uncomfortable. It's a mind game. I realized I was going to a lot of these matches with the mindset of I'm not good enough, I don't deserve to be here, I don't think I'll do good today. But now I have the mindset of I'm going to go as fast as I possibly can while having the confidence that my gun is going to work the way it should work and my dot is going to work the way it should work every single time. That's all I got for this video. I really wanted to just sit here and talk with you guys because I enjoyed today's match. Like I said, thanks to all the guys I shot with today. I really appreciate you guys for, you know, hyping me up, and thanks to Alex for all the videos. Alex was the cameraman today. I was the cameraman too. I was taking a bunch of pictures, so hopefully I should have some pictures to post to my Instagram. If you haven't followed my Instagram, it's 2FreeOG on Instagram. I post a lot of dry fire stuff. I post a lot of match content, and I'm just, you know, trying to spread my name out there. I really want to get known in this sport, and I really want to help others, you know, progress in the sport as well. It's not just about me, it's about making sure other people want to get into the sport and do well as well, because I'm very passionate about it, as you can see. If you guys watch this whole video in its entirety, I really appreciate you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. If you guys are looking for a video to watch, check this video out right here. It's me unboxing and setting up my Core Essentials battle belt that I'll be using for 2-gun matches this year. If you guys are interested in any Core Essentials products, make sure you use code FREEFREE10 for 10% off your order. Thank you for watching.